It's been a while.
Yes.
We got some other people here today joining us from the group chat, Anime and Beer, on the show. You know, today is going to be a very special episode. Just kind of been on a long hiatus. COVID sucks.
Yes.
But here we are, guys. So if you're tuning in, get ready. Crack open a cold one. Here we are, Anime and Beer. Let's get it.
So the first episode with beer.
Ah, sick.
The
first episode of
due
beer.
to me.
Yeah. No, like, dude, COVID sucks, man. COVID sucks, man. And for those of you like watching at home, listening at home, you know, right now, if you watch past episodes, know I train and teach martial arts, you know, black belt in anime. You know, Mr. Maple here. You know, the school's closing for good due to COVID, but you know, it is what it is. I got Mr. Maple away from the missus today. He decided to film an episode with me because he actually likes me, so he does claim me.
Mrs. was at work.
Mrs. was at work. Okay, is that what it is? We got another. We also got two more married men with us today. You know, we got our buddy Corey here. Thanks for coming all the way out from Conway?
Yes.
He's out in he's in UCLA, Upper Conway, Lower Rainer. My roommate and my other good friend of mine, Quentin. His wife's somewhere walking around here. She's over here in the backdrop. We'll probably get her in the vid here later.
I'll be the ghost voice in the background.
Perfect. So, I mean, kind of some things going on, though, guys. You know, we got to talk about anime. We got to talk about what's going on. A lot of stuff got released. A lot of stuff is coming back. You know, I mean, where do you guys want to begin? What's some touchy subjects? Anything like that? Anybody see anything they don't want to talk about?
Man, yeah, I've already been complaining about it for the last couple of days. So I'm going to straight up say it. God of High School so far for the anime, I don't know how the manga is, but it's trash. I don't like it at all. There
Don't
is
tell me
what?
that. Don't say that.
So my issue is that there's no definition of power scale. You get the very first episode where a guy literally flattens an island with his hand, like literally an entire island with his hand.
Dragon Ball Z.
But more like I want to say Hunter x Hunter.
Or One Punch.
It kind of reminded me of no. It reminded me more of Hunter x Hunter because it kind of reminded me of when they get like the old man when he's fighting the Chimera, the King
Yes.
Chimera.
Netero and Miram.
And he brings out like the giant Shiba.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah,
hands.
yeah.
That's kind of closer to what it reminds me of. But my issue with it is that they start with like the guy who's destroying islands, and then they go into this tournament, and everyone's like special. Everyone has special powers, but they don't explain the power level. There's no backstory, so they literally like. It would be like starting a series in the middle of the Cell fight. Like that's the best way I could describe it. And not knowing any character whatsoever and being like, I don't even know what's going on here. Like,
Well, I know from my clear understanding, this is based off the
Webtoon,
Webtoons
which
that my wife watches.
Shout out to Webtoon and my giant nerd boyfriend. Woo!
That I try to get into Webtoons. I saw a couple of people on there, and then I know my wife. She actually told me about this, and then I saw a small snippet on. It wasn't Facebook. It was. I gotta put my phone out now. I gotta remember.
probably Instagram.
It was Instagram or TikTok. That was another one.
Maybe TikTok. Instagram likes to advertise it all the time.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh yeah,
I
Crunchyroll.
love,
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
the Webtoon.
Definitely plugging a lot more.
And I love the Crunchyroll combo because Tower of God, I know they sound very similar. God of High School, Tower of God. Tower of God is awesome. I really like Tower of God.
Amazing.
She's been watching it with me.
Guanzi's been watching it. You
The
guys have been
anime is
watching
great.
I'm old.
It got me. It got me emotional. You get betrayal. You get you
anger.
love, anger, love characters. Like as soon as I have a show where like I just literally want to like murder one of the characters, I'm like, all right.
All I'm gonna say is
we're
we not
so good.
monetized yet. Fuck Rachel.
So spoilers. So obviously spoilers ahead, but no, you know, like I've been hearing a lot of good things. I was actually watching a top 10 like Watch Mojo again. Shout out to Watch Mojo. They do a lot of cool stuff, and I think his name's at Ash/J Mojo. He's one of No, he's one of the. Well, he's this British dude that usually commentates the anime half of Watch Mojo, and actually it was a top 10 Berserker anime moments. I only got like 3. I probably cut on the rest, but it was like 20 and down. And Tower of God was one of them, one of the main characters. They talked about his berserker moment. He got like hit over the head. I don't know the characters' names. I don't know what's going on, but he went berserker, and I heard Tower of God is phenomenal. So I mean, but God of High School, I can see your frustration with it. And if any, I watched the first episode too, and everybody, it's almost like they're trying to resurrect Street Fighter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like they're trying to resurrect Street Fighter. Is the vibe I got for, or Tekken,
or Blood.
Bloodsport.
Not Bloodsport. It was another game back in the day where the people would turn into animals.
Bloody Roar.
Oh, Bloody Roar! Bloody Roar was dope.
And
Also,
I mean, you can Bloodsport. Yeah, you could probably say, but
there was
Soul
another
Calibur.
one. There was a Soul Calibur, but I don't know. We got Weapon Specialist, but there was another really cool one back in the day. And actually, my cousin put me on a long time ago. I thought it was way cooler than Street Fighter, and it was called Fatal Fury. And the main character's name is Terry Bogard, and he's walking around and like he's got like a metal visor plate on his hat. He's walking around like a street punk kid, got his hat, got his knapsack on.
He looks like
got the
JoJo?
vest. No, he doesn't look like JoJo. He just looks like he honestly looks like a street fighter, like got kicked out of a biker band, biker gang. But he definitely was kick ass. He's actually on Death Battle. He fights Ken from Street Fighter on Death Battle.
So on that, since we've already brought this up a couple times, and we're already talking about God of High School.
Yeah.
So we were talking about JoJo, and I keep comparing JoJo to Shaman King. Like in my mind, they're pretty much the same exact
Shaman
thing.
King's a good show.
I like Shaman
gotta
King
watch
better.
it. I gotta watch it.
God of High School, that's what the bad guys are. The bad guys all have the
Was it Stans? Stans?
Yeah, JoJo has
Stans.
Stans.
They get cursed, or like there's an evil villain group, and they all have like a giant demon monster that pops out of them, and they go insane, and then they beat them. But once again, my biggest issue with it is that I can't tell the power level, because they got the main character kid, who's a kid who's supposedly never been
Looks
in
like
a tournament,
Ty from
still has to.
Digimon.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. God of High School. That's exactly who he looks like. They even gave him goggles. The main character from God of High
His
School.
star eyes and stuff. They have to
I
probably
wonder-
have
that's
some
starting to sound like
help
Kill
with
Kill.
that. But
To me, that's starting to sound like Kill Kill.
Yeah,
remember how
well,
that
Kill la
was?
Kill was way better.
It is better, but it's starting to sound like it because remember they had the star.
Because
the
he
star
got me to watch it.
situation.
He got me to watch it, and I was like, "Oh, this is badass. Why have I never watched this before?" And I was like, "Holy shit!" He goes, "Yeah, but it's super short." And I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "This is bullshit. This is false advertisement. Why did you only tell me? What is it? Like only 13 episodes or something like
no,
that?"
it's 2 seasons.
2 seasons,
They
excuse
do
me.
26
Sorry.
episodes, and if you've never watched it,
It's really
it's
good.
really
Definitely a
sad.
recommendation because we're
It's-
probably gonna go back on lockdown again,
Honestly,
everybody.
it's probably the only other anime that I ever felt like was as tragic as Kill la Kill is going to be Cowboy Bebop, and probably any of
Ooh,
the
Cowboy Bebop's a G though.
any of the dot hacks.
I've heard about
because,
the ending of Cowboy Bebop,
what
and I
about-
don't want to watch it anymore.
This is cool. What about Outlaw Star?
Outlaw Star was the first anime I ever heard cuss. I didn't know anime cuss.
That was actually my first anime coming into the anime world. was
Dude, they
Outlaw
were
Star.
trying. I think they were trying though when that first Toonami block came in, when we had Sailor Moon and we had Dragon Ball, like the after school block. I think they
Yes.
were trying to put Cowboy Bebop in it,
But it
was
was
too
too
much.
much.
It was too much editing. You had to edit all the guns. You had to edit all the smoking. You had to edit all the prostitution. You had to edit all the all the
Spirit
blood.
cuts,
out.
you gotta-
Yeah.
It was so much.
there
Even
was
now.
actually nudity in like the 3rd episode.
I was about
They
to
had
say,
edit
yeah,
it
full
out.
frontal
Yeah.
or like a butt
Just
cheek or
even-
something.
They were at a hot spring or something like that for him to get healed.
Yeah. So just like how they did One Piece.
Can you pass me another Modelo? Shout out to Modelo, the beer of the UFC.
All right.
I'm trying to get all the plugs I can.
So
dude.
we said that on the way in. Pandora was playing, and the UFC thing for Modelo here was like, Modelo is the only beer that's gonna not stop you from training. And it's
Bullshit.
like-
Listen, I got 2 black
Foreign.
belts. Sorry, side tangent, everybody at home. I train a lot, and I've been training a lot more. And I mean, this guy's been dealing with me, and I've been going home, getting in the hot tub. There's been nights I want to pass out. Modelo is definitely not the training of beer. You drink that after you win the fight in the UFC, and if you win the fight, drink whatever the hell you want. But back on what we were talking about before, yeah, we got the Modelo. We're having a good time. But I mean, there's also Black Clover coming back.
Yes,
Black Clover
okay.
coming back off a hiatus.
Man, so I mean, I'll lay out a few of them that I'm tracking on. Maybe
Okay.
you guys can fill in here. So we got Black Clover, who just came back. We got
Yes.
One Piece that just came back.
Yes.
Another big one that people haven't watched. It got banned for a little while. It came back is ReZero. That is
Yeah, well, everybody's talking about that.
it's like an authentic video game where you start at level 1 and the guy every video game anime or fantasy world anime, the main character has some like amazing ability and they always start super strong. And this one, he literally pretends like he's gonna start super strong trying to save people, and then he doesn't have any powers.
Oh.
And then he just like dies from normal stuff. And his power is literally he goes back in time
What a
and he comes
two-pumper.
back to life. But
What
the
a
catch is-
two-pumper.
and the reason why it's so messed up and why it got banned is because it was like a lot of reincarnation shows get banned. Like they don't want death shown and stuff like that. The dude dies, he remembers dying, he goes back to like a save point, and he comes back and when he wakes up, he's literally like, oh god, I got stabbed or beheaded.
Oh, he
That
like
sounds like that
relives,
Tom
he
Cruise
relives
movie.
the death over
He
and over
remembers
again?
all of it.
Oh.
That sounds
doesn't
like the
forget
Tom
any
Cruise
of it.
movie when he kept replaying.
What is it,
over
Vanilla Sky?
like something
Yeah.
like that. He just kept
What
coming
is
back
with
and
every-
remembering.
okay.
It's just like
Like ground
military.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, it is just like Doctor Strange, where he goes against the time guy, and the time guy just keeps killing him over and over
I'm
again.
here to make a deal.
Yeah, and he's like,
Multiverse, multi-dimensional? Then?
according to the show so far, he got cursed by a witch. That's all
Okay.
you know, and you're not sure
What
which
good anime is that? We're not getting cursed by a witch.
which
Yeah.
witch it is.
Your life's
but
fucking great. Either your
um,
family's mutilated or do you get cursed by a witch?
What I'm
I can't think of the
excited
one
about
anime.
with it is, and they only give you a hint of it. So there's magic in this world. They don't really show a whole lot of it quite yet on the main character, but they give him similar powers to Kirito from Sword Art Online.
Nice.
When he transforms into the giant shadow dude in season 2, I think it was. I don't know if you guys remember that, but he like turns into the boss battle guy, and he literally like it's like a 100-foot giant guy with double swords, and just starts murdering people. They show similar powers, like he has shadow manipulation abilities, but he doesn't know how to use them. No one has the abilities that he's met so far, so no one can really train him other than, you know, this is the basics. This is how you bring it out and gotta figure it out from there. High potential. I love the show, and it's one of those shows where you think you have everything met out, and then people just die or are forgotten, or I mean, like there's brutal. death in
It
that.
sounds like there's like a lot of good stuff to watch like during quarantine, like and during.
Well,
COVID,
no.
and
Let's back
it's-
up. It stopped. We just now got all this stuff back. It's
Yeah.
been
Well,
like-
I was
I mean,
gonna
I'm
add
catching up
on,
on
but I
old
was
cartoons.
also gonna add on to that. Like Digimon's back, and I mean, if you guys haven't watched, go
the
watch
new
our
Digimon is.
Go back and watch.
man.
Yeah, go back and watch our episode 2.
no,
Our
it's
Digimon
not-
I'm
episode.
not. Look, don't ruin my childhood already. Because
No,
I like
No,
Digimon.
no,
back
it's
up.
good.
Oh,
It's
man, it's
phenomenal.
good.
Go
It's
back
good.
and watch
you
our
gotta watch
one
it.
episode.
I think it's
Here's
like
the
what?
thing.
Oh,
Here's the thing,
I
though.
think it's
Okay, so the new
Sorry.
Digimon. The only thing that I have a complaint about. Only
What?
thing I
Say
have,
something. Say something.
The only
Say
thing I have a
something.
complaint
Say
about
something.
is that
Yeah.
they expect
Yeah.
you to have already
Yeah.
watched the first one.
Oh yeah.
I mean, well,
And the reason why is because
I was gonna hit him,
And the reason why is
but I didn't.
because
For viewers,
they rush introducing every single character.
They
Right
do.
now,
They
literally
do. They
every
do.
single
They
episode
do.
right now is like, this is this character.
spoilers ahead. Also,
This
we're
is
getting
their
on this.
This is their
episode
Digimon.
2.
This is their evolution.
Their
Like,
transform
every
level.
single
Episode
so
2,
far.
they automatically give us Omnimon again. So I'll go ahead. I mean, like I said, guys, if you haven't watched it, go back. I think it's episode 2 of our Anime and Beer podcast. It's a whole episode dedicated to Digimon. Go back, watch it, like and subscribe to the channel. It's a good episode about Digimon. It gives you a complete backdrop of what they did with
I
the
think
new
that
Digimon.
I think that you guys said it
Yeah.
in your podcast.
Yeah.
Is my favorite thing about the new Digimon is they give you the Digi evolutions that you always wanted.
Yes.
Remember the old ones where you just swirled
swirls
and they
and
transformed?
transform?
Yeah.
This one, it actually like merges and
they spent
Yeah.
money
Yeah.
on the graphics and the,
Okay.
and the animation's beautiful. Definitely cleaned up the evolutions for sure.
Yes.
And they literally take it. They kind of took did you watch Tamers? That season
Yes.
3 where they kind of they strip off the skin and kind of digitize.
Back on? Yeah.
They kind of do that.
Okay.
And you see them as they're digivolving. You see the number codes on them with their color, with their crest, everything like that. They automatically have their crest too, by the way. So spoilers for that.
But the
But it was
confusing part,
good.
and the reason why I was concerned about it at first is
You were. I remember you
is
telling me.
Season 1, The movie. You remember the movie?
Yeah.
That's the first couple episodes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
They
was so
definitely
confusing.
cameoed. Oh yeah, you got confused, and it takes
So-
place in 2020.
Like they summon the double sword.
Yeah,
giant
Omnimon is episode 2. Literally,
And so-
episode
but
2 is the first
reason
movie.
why is in this one so far they're bringing back like they're bringing in gods and demons. Like they're bringing like the
They're symbolizing Angemon and Angelwoman a lot more this time around.
Okay.
They
And
have
they're-
to go look for the Angel Digimon. That's the current episode.
and then they're also like the demon Digimon. Like they're also making a big deal. They thought they
Oh,
killed them
yeah.
all.
I
And
don't
there's
think it's gonna be
one, and they
Myotismon
only
this
showed him
time,
once
dude.
so far in the show. But he's like pulling all the strings.
It's definitely Devimon.
And,
Yeah, well, I think it's gonna be a little more tier. I think it's gonna be a little more tier than Devimon this time. To kind of add on to that, and yeah, we did get Digimon back. I love it. It was a huge part of my childhood. I like it, the anime, more than Pokemon. But hey, I love the Pokemon video game. So hey, it's a catch 22. Whatever you want to do, pick your poison. But definitely the new Digimon. When if you haven't watched it, go. I mean, it's back on Hulu, guys. To definitely go watch the original series. All 4 seasons are on there.
Yep.
And I did, to kind of backtrack and reiterate, I did do my research on the Shoutmon. It was a fusion, and I kind of messed up on that podcast about it, but that's neither here nor there. I'm glad I'm glad that they went back and redid something like Digimon, but they also, what I love about it is they kept the original art. They kept the original art. The opener's a banger. The closing credits a banger.
Although it's in Japanese, like a lot of the moves,
Yeah.
some of the attacks that they use is the same.
The English
So,
translation is different. Yes.
I'm sorry to ruin it for you, but when
It's no longer Nova Blast with
when
Greymon.
when Bergermon
what?
came
Yeah.
up and said Wingblade.
Oh
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
it wasn't Wingblade. Meteor
Wing.
Yeah, Meteor Wing, which because I thought it was gonna be called something different. Like it's not.
No, it is Meteor Wing, and the English they changed.
But I thought because the Japanese are gonna change it, so
Oh,
I was
okay,
like,
okay.
oh, she's not gonna say Meteor Wing. She's like Meteor Wing. I'm like, oh
yeah,
Oh, so new animes. Food
adding
Wars.
on.
Food Wars.
Oh, you're being
Just
biased
came
now.
out.
We're
Yes.
finally getting to the Food Wars.
No, I just remember it came out with the new. Well, so they did. This was
Okay,
my sad COVID
okay,
thing. They
okay.
came out with 2 episodes,
Quick
and then they
synopsis.
cut it for 4 months.
Quick synopsis, guys. Listen, Quentin here. His favorite anime is Food Wars, and he's passionate
Actually,
about
that is
cooking.
not my favorite.
Oh,
Anime.
you told me it was.
No. I
No?
love Food Wars. My favorite anime is actually Trigun. So.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I stand corrected. Open
when I
mouth,
was a
insert
kid,
foot.
I had the rose-colored glasses with the little bangs,
Bangs.
and I tried dyeing my hair blonde and spiking it all the time. It just never stayed.
I actually went out and looked
I
for
don't
the
even-
guns. There's
I
actually
don't even
both
know how you
guns
get
out
it
there.
to stay, to be
You-
honest.
well,
Like-
okay, so I stand corrected, but listen, this guy is super, super passionate about Food Wars. Like, if you
love
haven't
Food
watched Food Wars, I mean, this guy, he loves to cook, okay? He watches Food Wars. I mean, if you like humor, for my younger viewers at home, you're probably not allowed to watch it, but for my adult humor people,
Yes, it's
you're
great.
you're gonna get the humor.
Yeah, so,
and if
I
you love
mean-
food, watch it.
I don't know even.
Or you get to the episode
I
when
don't
they
even
do
know
the
if I'm
science
supposed to be saying
in
this
food.
on here or not, but so
You can say whatever you want. I'm just letting everybody know.
The guy who made Food Wars, the artist for it, even though the show is really good, it's also by a hentai artist. And
See, I knew it looked
yeah.
familiar.
And so he like apparently has his own little thing, but that's not the reason why I like it. The reason why I like it is because the food that they make in the show is authentic. Like you can go out.
It's real dishes.
And
Yes.
I actually have friends who are cooks. Like my uncle.
My mom's a chef, for sure.
Yeah, he has a bachelor's degree in culinary arts. And the very first dish they make with the potatoes and the bacon and stuff, he made that. And it looked just like in the anime. And it was delicious.
Respect to that, for
It
sure.
was delicious. It's like a potato and bacon with red wine. And it was amazing.
Well, you gonna make
So-
that for dinner tonight? What's up?
No,
Why you get me hungry, dude? You're just a selfish individual.
I tried making something from the show. I probably tried making. Some
As
of
he
the
looks
roast
to his
dishes.
wife in the
So,
backdrop.
my favorite thing in the show too is that the main character doesn't just try to make the best dish in the entire world. He also tries to make the worst dish in the entire world. So the first thing that he feeds a girl after losing competition was peanut butter squid.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a peanut butter squid tentacle, and you know
She went crazy.
yeah, yeah, it was.
Why would you even feed somebody that?
Me and Kwanzi are like,
the-
Digimon?
So,
Did you
You
mind?
ever watch? It's really good. I mean, it is. It is.
Well,
actually
it
porno
has a
stuff.
huge following, I will say. It does. Also, we got Fire Squad back.
Yes.
If you haven't watched Fire Squad,
It is really good.
I like it.
I was watching it. My only issue with it was it felt rushed. A lot of animes nowadays feel rushed. Like they were like,
Yeah.
oh, you're in here, and then all of a sudden it's like, now you're completely fighting another fire department. Literally like 4 episodes in, and you're now fighting the fire department chief.
If you really look at it, if you look at Fire Squad, and I'm just gonna put this in, Fire Squad reminds me of Soul Eaters.
I heard you're the second person to tell me that.
So if
The
you
it's
watch
the same.
and everything,
No,
graphics,
it's the
and
same.
actually, the
it's the same.
doctor-
It's the same
Dr.
artist.
Sweet- Is it okay? So
I think it is.
One of
Yeah,
the guys
I
looks
think it
like
is. I
Dr.
think it
Crank,
is.
who actually sits there and he cranks it. He looks just like him. One of the captains on there looks like one of the not one of the Reapers. It was another teacher on the show. So that whole thing reminds me of Soul Eaters. That I'm very sad that Soul Eaters needs to finish.
Soul Eaters was definitely short-lived for
Since,
sure. I
since
agree
you
with
brought
that.
this up, and we were talking about this morning, and it'll probably make Kwanzi a little agitated, but we were talking about how Black Clover is actually taking the lead on My Hero right now because Black Clover is doing the Naruto thing where they don't
They're
stop.
from the same.
They
They are
make
from the
it
same production company.
Every
Yeah.
single new episode, and
I think they're
people
still.
are
Yeah, you're
getting
right.
agitated
They're
with
still
My
on
Hero
season
because
2,
My
yeah.
Hero's like, oh, we're gonna take a 6-month hiatus.
Season.
Well, you know what?
Season.
You know how you fix
Season.
that? You know how you fix that?
Say it.
Read the manga.
No, and to piggyback off of that, I have been reading the manga. I haven't read manga since, for everybody at home and my my new weebs. Sorry, I was called a nerd. My weebs. To all the kids at home reading Naruto or Naruto Shippuden, I was reading that when I was in
Boruto.
high school. Yeah, and Boruto, the manga, is phenomenal.
I'm
I
sorry,
actually,
I'm over it.
Yeah, well, no, the manga, not the anime, the manga. Because the thing is, like, I went back and Kwanzi actually got it, and shout out to Matt in the group chat too. Got me back into manga reading, and really what it was is kind of I'm kind of glad. Like, I'm not glad because I lost the school in the process, but I'm kind of glad that, when the COVID happened, I had things to do, and I got to read a lot of manga. So what I got to read was a lot of Black Clover. I got to read a lot of Boruto, and I got to read a lot of My Hero Academia, as you can tell for all the pops here. So I really,
jacking one of those
yeah,
pops.
yeah, right.
Let me go
so,
ahead and tell you,
So
Racerhead-
here, the Todoroki.
Racerhead is coming.
I hit the Todoroki.
Oh, you can keep Todoroki. I just want Racerhead. That's basically my character.
So what happened is like I started reading it, and where Boruto is headed is going to be great, but get that
Happy
on the
4th of
mic.
July!
Get that
Oh,
on the
too
mic.
soon?
Yeah.
Oh.
So definitely, like, I know what you mean. Is like also if you're at home too for my
I'm gonna let you finish, but these light beer Modelo drinkers here, I drink dark beers. I got
well, you got dark
Good
friends,
Guinness.
so
Blanc and I got Guinness.
yeah, you got dark.
Alright.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
drink
With three
porters.
black. The new podcast name is 3 Black Men and a White Guy. That's what it is.
3 guys and a baby.
yeah, right.
Three light beers and dark beer.
Yeah,
Well, I have
exactly.
to drive and get up in like several hours, so I can't really do a lot of drinking.
So
like
I mean,
want to.
definitely like on this hiatus. But guys, on this hiatus with the world, we got a lot of anime, and we got a lot of manga back, and a lot of stuff is going to be. I think as far as the anime community and what to piggyback off of your what you were saying. I didn't read into it a lot, but the creator of Black Clover is upset with My Hero because My Hero is still winning more awards than it, and they dropped about the same time.
I mean, you
And-
got character development, you got story, you got
Seasons.
voice acting. So
Well, I mean, hold
You
on.
got-
We can't really add voice acting because most of the voices, if you actually look through, and I pointed it out several times, they use the same people for the voice acting here for certain anime. Just like for Black Clover,
it's the passion and the detail and just the work that goes into just each individual character.
And-
Whether they do,
Yeah,
10 characters.
But
or
what
not.
I love about My Hero though is even the filler episodes. What I love about My Hero, even the filler episodes, they still manage to keep the character development.
Not only that, they don't feel like a filler. I didn't.
Yeah, I actually watched
Which
it.
one? There was one that Craig pointed out, and he was like, "That's a filler." I'm like, "No, it wasn't." He was like, "Dude, yes, it was."
Well, here's the thing though, and Matt pointed out in the group chat, and I went back and did my research as well. The school briefs are the character developments in the manga.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know that. I didn't know that till your birthday until I saw the mangas. And I was like, oh my God, you got School Briefs, which is learning about the kids. You got Vigilantes, which I hope they spin off and make that an anime. That's going to be banging.
Because if they bring
And the My Hero Academia
See,
manga.
I'm sorry to jump on this one, but because I actually got the game, and Kwanzi came over and played with me. One thing I do like on that game, plus
Where was
is
the
the
invite? Where was the invite?
he was already over.
I see how it
We
is.
went to go shoot, so it's just one of those things. But
Peasants.
the hero killer was short lived, and I want him to come back.
Oh, Stain.
man.
He
Stain,
does.
yes.
He does get released.
I do
but
want
he
Stain to come
was,
back.
by all means, one of the best characters
Thank
in the
you.
entire show.
He won them
because-
award. He won them an award for villain of
He's-
the year for anime when
you really-
when that season 2, bro. My Hero season 2 won like 8 awards for villain, best girl, best guy, best action, best voice actors. Like they won across the board. Different characters too. It wasn't just one character.
You know what he
It's different
reminded me of?
characters.
If you're thinking about him, Stain was the guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Stain, the hero killer Stain.
Yes.
He reminds me of, like, if you crammed the entire Code Geass into one character.
You've been going on about this.
You know what?
I
Let-
gotta, I
let
gotta
me-
get into
let me
Code
put a
Geass.
little checkmate
So
on
Code
this.
Geass,
Speaking of Stain,
long story short, if you guys want to watch,
Oh, I want that.
it's
got
a
it from
guy
Google
who
last week.
makes himself into a villain
asking you
and a hero, and at the very end,
Oh.
he literally sacrifices himself as a villain and lets his best friend kill him as the hero to save everyone.
Wouldn't be anime and beer without a burp.
But where I'm going with that is that Stain was like, "Yo, I'm just here for real heroes." It's like, y'all are fake. I don't need fake heroes on the front lines. We can't have amateurs. This is an amateur hour. He
Yeah.
goes, "You better come, and if you coming at
I'm
this,
correct.
you better come." Yeah.
Here's my thing with Stain. This is why I like Racerhead and
Got
Helm.
goosebumps
These are my two favorite characters out of all. The reason why I like him the most because he reminds me of the Joker, and you took the Joker and Deadpool, merged them together, and said, "Hey, here's your baby." That's basically what you did. And I'm not talking about Suicide Squad Joker. I'm talking like
You're talking about
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger, yeah.
or not the new Joker. I'm sorry. That I watched that and I was sad.
No.
Jared Leto.
Thank
no,
you.
No, oh, I thought you were talking about.
Hold up,
I
man,
thought
you
you
got a
were
whole
talking
conversation
about.
on that. You said you liked them.
No, not Jared Leto. Hakeem Phoenix.
The one with the whole he's going down the stairs, the whole
Oh,
building.
Joaquin
I-
Phoenix.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Joaquin
he
Phoenix.
is forever still going to be Caesar from Gladiator, and
Thank
I'm
you.
still hate him. He's
Okay,
a
so
douche.
I didn't know him
He's
until
a
that movie.
hard-
But
the concept that they had for that show was a great, like, it would have been a great show back in like the 70s or 80s for concepts, but they took like a 70s or 80s style concept and tried to make it relevant to this day, but it's not even close to the same.
They could have took the same Joker from Gotham, who was a very good actor from what's the TV show that's
What
still
TV show
rolling?
was he in? I know
We've
what
talked
you're
about
talking
this many times with not just DC but with Marvel, where they have successful series and they have these great characters out there and they refuse to bring them to the movies.
Yeah.
And
You have-
everyone
Oh,
wants them.
And because he played it really good, he
so-
played the twin, he played the Joker, and he was
so,
a good actor.
Here's the thing, like two things. One, you can't
Shameless.
as much as
Shameless.
as much as you
There.
want as much as you want to bring in a character because of maybe a comic book snippet or maybe a fan service or whatever, you also got to understand too, the comic book genre is a lot different from the manga genre.
Okay.
You have different artists who bring in characters. Like, you get very rare cases, like for instance with Dragon Ball with Broly. Broly got brought back into it for fan service, but Toriyama never wrote the original Broly.
No.
It was another producer on his board, and he was like, hey, I think it'd be great if we added another Saiyan. And Broly blew up. So then Toriyama took Broly's story. Yeah, he got a trilogy movie in the original Z series, but when Dragon Ball Super dropped Broly, as you can see my little Goku figure here, that was all Toriyama. But that's the thing. You have a lot of contract issues with characters. It's a lot different with anime
Hold on.
than it is
Hold on,
with
let me
comic
do
books.
let me do two of these. So let's go back.
I'm keeping mine in the back of the head though too.
Yeah,
So go ahead.
I got two. So first one I'm gonna say is remember when the Cell series, when they did a short movie where they brought one of the androids, one of the badass 13, I think it was. He was a trucker.
Super Android 13. Yes.
Yeah, he was a trucker.
Yes,
He
because
talked a lot
Trunks,
of
Future
shit.
Trunks was in it.
Yeah, and that one I could have saw them because he was Southern. He was a trucker. He was talking a lot of shit.
Yeah.
They should have brought him into the play.
Well, he was also one of the last, like the Super Android 13 was one of the last like mechanical androids. Cell 17 and 18 were like the first like organisms.
I mean, I can understand that.
Yeah.
But if they should have brought that one, they should have brought where God, now I'm going old now. There's quite a few, like the red ribbon.
You had
Army.
Ader. You had Ader from Dragon Ball, the Frankenstein look. Yeah,
All
he was.
They should have
because
brought
he was
him.
giving Goku the energy for the Spirit Bomb.
No.
But he was a cool dude.
We had
Or
the-
F World. They should have brought everybody into
Yeah.
it. That would have been watch.
What we already talked about, me and Gary have had this conversation. I don't know if me and Quanz have had this conversation. I can't ever remember his name, but the number one person they should have been into Dragon Ball Super is the guy he fought in the spirit world in that final tournament. The one who
Pycon.
Pycon.
He wants Pycon.
Where's Pycon? Pycon was the same level
Pycon
as
was
Goku.
cool. Pycon
and
was
he went to
cool,
go get
man.
special training
Pycon
too.
was cool.
Let me think of Pycon here.
Pycon was lived on one of the moons off of Namek. He's a cousin to Piccolo.
He was in the
Okay.
afterworld. He was in the
Because
afterworld
see, the
with
first
Goku.
person I thought was the one who kept breaking up in crystals.
Janemba.
There we go.
But
that's who I thought of.
Yeah, but Janemba got a fan service too. Janemba's in the fighters game now.
But
Yeah.
Pycon
Janemba's
has
cool.
never came back, and Pycon was one of the few
He was
people,
hyped up.
one of the few people that
Pycon.
Goku never beat. It was an even match. They literally tied.
Can we name all the people who Goku have never beat?
Well, never killed.
Goku,
You know what? I got a
Goku
third one now because you
generally-
brought it up. I got.
Goku generally comes back and beats them some way, shape, or form later, though. That's the catch. I'm not talking about immediately because, I mean, there's a lot of people who smoked Goku. He dies, he comes back, and then he smokes them. But I'm talking about one-on-one. There's not a whole lot where he was just like, oh, man, we good. I'm out.
Okay,
Like-
when you're saying this, I'm gonna move my number 3 to number 2 because I'm gonna say this. Goku versus, and this is pissing a lot of people off. Goku versus Superman, and I'm gonna say this: if they ever fought, you got to remember there are two aliens. Superman will lose every time of the week, and I'm tired of hearing it because Goku.
He wouldn't lose. He wouldn't lose. Now there's different
Superman needs the sun to stay strong. Goku
Yeah,
don't
but
need that.
Goku,
he could took him to another world.
But you're leaving out
having-
you're leaving out a huge factor with Goku. Goku is not vindictive. Goku wants someone to be at their full potential because he wants to challenge himself.
So are we talking about... No.
So that means Goku could take him to another world with two suns, so he has double the power.
He would also, if Kryptonite was
still
dropped in
whoop
front
his
of him, if Kryptonite dropped in front of him, because
Green Lantern?
but they dropped, they did it in Death Battle, but it was a prime example because Goku is a modest and humble individual. Goku had they did it in Death Battle, and it's true, Goku would do it. Now Vegeta, on the other hand, is a different person.
Vegeta would
Now
smoke him right off the
Vegeta
bat.
would have been like,
Actually,
you know
I'll bring up
what,
the
I don't
killer,
care. But here's the thing.
All right, let's
here's,
be real.
Here's the
Okay,
thing.
you know who's really going to kill Superman? Krillin. He's going to cut him right in half.
Oh, Destructo Disc. but for real,
Superman be like, oh, nothing.
But for real though,
just
for real though,
happening?
I mean, if Kryptonite dropped in front of Superman and Goku was fighting him, he would literally, and I could see Goku doing this. They did it in Death Battle, but he would like, you know what? Pfft. He's like, why did you do that? He goes, I don't want it. Dude, he gave Cell a Sensu Bean.
Yeah.
That wasn't fair. He gave
no.
Cell a Sensu Bean to fight his son.
No, and I know it's
That's
not-
my whole
I know it's
point.
not the smart.
And
I know it's not the smart
and
and stuff like that,
and-
but I keep bringing up GT with Baby because
Oh, God.
he kicks Baby's ass like 4 times, and every single time he's like,
Which is not
"No, let him
canon,
go a
but
little bit
still,
more."
this is still Goku.
I know, but he's like, I'm gonna let him get a little bit more tougher. I'm gonna get a little bit more tougher, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, he blew up Earth. Maybe I should beat him now. And then he's like, oh God, I don't know if I can beat him, so I'm gonna have to go get special training because I'm not strong enough. And
Yeah.
it's one of those like, you could have just
he
like.
did it. He did it with Kid Buu too. He did it, and he did it with Kid Buu because him and Vegeta were on the Kai planet, and he was like, oh man, I should have killed him when I had the chance. And Vegeta's like, when you had the chance. He's like, yeah, but because Vegeta was pissed about Super Saiyan 3.
Vegeta's like, why
he
are
was
you
like,
murdering people
yeah,
out
he was
here?
like, you're better than me, Kakarot. Like the whole spiel, you could find it on YouTube.
Well, I mean,
and my whole thing is like, could Goku clap the Superman that we all know and love?
Yes.
Possibly. But that's an argument for another day, because here's the whole thing. We're forgetting about New 52. We're forgetting about White Lantern Superman. We're forgetting about Ultimate Superman.
I'm not
We're
knocking
forgetting
those-
about Cosmic Superman.
and
we're forgetting about all these other aspects in these infinite worlds where Superman, look, he's
We can bring all
Superman. We only got a Super Saiyan. Like
We can bring them. You can bring them into the anime world, because you can even bring the Hulk to tear him up.
Are we at Flashpoint now?
Yeah, basically.
So I mean, you have several gods now we have played in, angels that we have played in that can probably wipe out Superman.
Lucifer is stronger than Superman. That is
Yes.
confirmed. But my whole thing is,
Lucifer
like
could kill him.
But
I
here's
dropped
the,
it off in the
but,
in the
but
chat
here,
too.
here's the thing though, is kind of backtracking a little bit. We talked about the Hero Killer Stain. I kind of wanted to get this out. We can talk about Goku and Superman all day, but that's not what I want to ask. I kind of want to engage the room on this one, guys. The Hero Killer Stain, is his opinion wrong? Because if he were in the Marvel or DC universe, who would he respect and who would he not respect?
You want to respect Batman?
No.
Talking about as far as heroes.
As far as heroes,
He wouldn't respect Batman. He wouldn't respect Flash.
He wouldn't respect Iron Man.
He wouldn't. No, he wouldn't respect Iron Man.
no.
He wouldn't respect Aquaman.
He'd respect Cap. He would respect Cap. I give Captain that. Captain is Captain America is pure morality. Come on, Captain America. Stain.
If you do Captain America, then you should give Black Panther the same. I think Black Panther.
I
he would
think
respect-
so too.
he
They're
would
very
respect-
honorable people.
Yeah,
they're
I think
very
they would-
honorable people. Hey, shout out to our 4th episode. If you haven't watched, go watch our Marvel episode. Me and Mr. Maple here talk about Black Panther and Captain America. Kind of piggyback off of that, but no, seriously, like
Which
who-
on that note, I learned the other day, because this is a new fact to me, that Wolverine hit up Storm and had a baby.
Yes.
in an alternate universe.
Yes.
You know what you need?
And
Boy,
I dropped
Wolverine's
that.
first of the
I
month,
can't remember.
boy.
It was a TikTok
Wolverine
I
has a
watched.
lot of kids
whoever,
out there.
whoever made that
Yeah.
TikTok, it was like it
I
was.
sent it out.
I can tell you who
saw
made
it.
it.
Was like it was
Wolverine
like
has if he had to pay child support, Wolverine would be losing money right now.
He had a
Because-
baby with Storm. He had a baby with Jean. He had a baby with all the Mystique. He had a baby with oh my god,
the Japanese lady from
Mystique
always
Wolverine.
wanted that.
I forgot her
though.
name.
Did he have a baby with Mystique, or did Mystique have a baby
Mystique
with him?
kind of got around. I ain't gonna lie. Mystique kind of got around because she did have a baby with Sabretooth.
And
Who
she
was
had a
the
baby.
governor?
Beast.
Yeah, and Beast.
Matter of fact, Mystique and Beast made Nightcrawler.
Yep, that's who they made Nightcrawler.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
then they
That's
try to
one of
say
the
look,
originals. I
wait,
forgot
wait,
about that.
remember when they went back into the past when they had the red? I can't think of the guy's name now. The red guy with the tail. They were saying Mystique and him was supposed to have the kid together.
The
little demon-looking guy?
Yeah.
The red guy is Nightcrawler's dad. That's how Nightcrawler got the tail.
Oh.
Yes. Look it up.
No, Beast
Unless,
did.
yeah, no,
it was
it's
Beast,
not Beast.
and Mystique.
No, it's not. Look it up.
Maybe
Look
that's
it up.
how
We're gonna look it up.
Look
We're
it
gonna
up.
look it up.
Mystique was
How do you think he
Look
got
that
the
up.
tail? Look it up.
But
Look it
here,
up.
and you know what? While we're on this,
I'll give
I'm
you
gonna
a
go ahead
$5.
on the next episode of Days of Our Lives.
and so while
real.
we're on this, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. For Storm, if they put Beyonce, I will literally shoot somebody in the face.
I'm sorry,
Beyonce
Beyonce
is
sucks as an
I don't
actress.
want her in a part
She
of it.
sucked that Lion King.
I don't want
she
her
sucked
that part of it.
Ghost voice over here. Can we talk for a minute about Robert Pattinson and that asshole being Batman? Excuse my language.
No.
He should stay in Twilight. That's the only movie he should stay in. Twilight and anything else. If he becomes Batman,
He's looking pretty jacked for
ruining
Batman,
everything.
guys.
No, bad.
Speaking of Batman, though, they did confirm that DC wants to work on a Batman Beyond movie. Do you have facts?
You have to have facts. Garrett's right. So wait a minute.
What?
That's how he got his teleportation abilities.
What?
Yes.
Stay tuned to the next episode.
On the next episode
wanna slap that right now.
in Beer.
That's not right. But no,
Yes.
I did drop.
No,
I did drop
Beast
quite a few
and
stuff on
Mystique
there.
do hook up, but they did not make Nightcrawler. Mystique met this dude. She actually shapeshifted into
Some chicks.
some chick.
Oh, I came up with this. I think it was before I deleted my TikTok. I came up with this. All right. So since we're on talking a little bit about My Hero, we're talking about a little bit about X-Men. I brought this up. This is my theory. This is my fan theory, okay? And since we're on the chat here. So, in the original X-Men movie, way back when Magneto was trying to change everyone into mutants.
Yes.
And he said, yes, and this is what I said. I was like,
He tried to do that several times.
could My Hero literally be a universe where Magneto
That's several.
just successfully activated everyone's mutant powers, except for 10% who didn't have it?
But then what was it? All for one would be or one for all or one.
Yeah, it could be Magneto.
That would be
What you
Magneto.
got over here?
Yeah,
If you
What you
take
got
and
over
it may
Got
not
over
even no, and so back up here. It may not even be
What?
Magneto. It could be
Was
because
my knowledge
they're
correct?
in the X-Men.
Yes, I think you were right.
He said
You just want to hear it again.
Yeah.
In the
I don't like you right now.
in the X-Men universe, there is level 5 mutants that they
Yes.
don't really
Yeah.
talk about or do a lot. And the one that kills me all the time, the most powerful mutant in the world. Anyone?
Santa Claus.
Yep, she got it.
She took it right out of my mouth. I was about to say it.
Santa Claus
about to
is the
say
most
it.
powerful mutant
Yep.
in the
Santa
Marvel.
Claus, yep.
And so,
Could we really say that he's a mutant? Hold on, wait a minute.
No,
Yeah, yeah,
in
it's
the
proven.
thing,
It's written.
Santa
It's-
Claus,
And Mary Poppins is
Santa
also
Claus-
a dark wizard, so.
yeah,
Can I
Santa,
get another
Don't
Modelo?
ruin Mary Poppins for me because she
Mary
showed her
Poppins,
titties
yo.
on the on the movie. So don't do that.
Oh, man.
no, Santa Claus is supposed to be the
That's all I can
same
do, fam.
power level.
No, as a kid, that was like the biggest thing.
as Jean Grey when she turns into the
Phoenix. Yeah.
That's how
You know what?
powerful
I'm a-
Santa is.
I know everybody gonna hate me when I say this, but I didn't watch the new one.
I didn't either.
I didn't want.
I'm sorry.
I think
Game of Thrones ruined it for me. I wasn't gonna watch it. I was like, I already seen you, and I hated
God.
you as an actress in Game
So-
of Thrones.
so
I'm
kinda-
not
Don't
gonna-
ruin Game of Thrones for me because
kinda-
we didn't finish it because I went to Lucifer to finish off Lucifer. Then we went back to Game of Thrones and never went back
So-
to the end. We
Oh,
didn't watch the end.
speaking of Lucifer, you're talking about the TV show.
show, yes.
They do not
Bring back the original cat.
No, they did. That
Okay,
was
thank
that was a fake thing.
Thank
They're
God.
bring-
Oh,
that
false
was-
news,
yeah,
fake
false
news,
news.
fake news.
My little
They would
sister's
never
a
be
huge
able to
fan
carry on
too.
the series without him.
My favorite part of that
But they could have
whole
did it because he went to
series-
hell. They could have easily said he changed bodies, did all this because even on the
You're not
comic,
wrong.
even
That
on the
would've
comic,
been-
Lucifer is one of the
Well,
strongest
and-
characters.
And they end
He is the strongest character.
the series in such a way that God's starting to mess with the
Yes.
storyline, and so you don't know what's really going to happen.
Supernatural.
Get out of my
Supernatural.
mind right now.
God, if Supernatural keeps going because they're on season 14,
They actually beat.
already-
They
they already
beat
ended
Smallville. So fun
Yeah.
fact: they beat Smallville in longest running sci-fi series.
They still had funding, and the cast of Supernatural were the ones who were like, "Okay, we're going to put this to bed."
Yeah,
They better not. I wanna see
Jared-
another-
No,
Did.
no, Jared
Did they?
Padalecki. Jared Padalecki
They announced,
and
I think it's
Jensen
season
Ackles.
17 is their
Yeah,
last episode.
Jared Padalecki and Jensen
Did you
Ackles
know?
were like, dude,
I
we're
still.
done.
This is on my
We're
bucket
done.
list. They are. Dean opened up a whiskey bar,
Bar
in Texas.
Yes.
Yes.
I want to go to it.
They want, and also fun fact, and if you also haven't turned in our Marvel episode, we talk about it. Jensen Ackles from Supernatural actually got offered to play Captain America, and everybody was on board. But Jensen would have to leave Supernatural and create a hiatus for the show. And that was the whole thing. And actually, fun fact about Supernatural too, kind of piggybacking off of that. I mean, we're kind of tying everything in together, guys. So just bear with me. You know, we haven't seen each other in a while, and we're all talking about everything that's going on in the world of just pop culture and anime and in comic books.
We
It's
haven't even gotten to pop culture.
yeah, well, we're
getting
doing it right
close.
now. We're doing
getting
it right
close.
now. And Jensen Ackles, yes, owns a brewery and a whiskey bar. But the whole thing was he got offered it, and it would put Supernatural on a hiatus. But also, too, in the very beginning, Jensen and Jared didn't like each other. And if you watch Supernatural at home, the season where they get sucked into Hollywood,
yes,
and they were like,
Yeah.
you guys actually like each other?
Yeah.
They actually had beef offset.
yes.
And they did not like each other for the longest time. And there is an anime of the first 2 seasons of Supernatural.
Yes.
And
he went to
actually,
Scooby-Doo.
Jensen Ackles
They came
actually
back and they
did
made
not
that,
want to be a part of the anime because
There's also a
he
manga.
thought it was silly.
Technically, Supernatural is a
And-
manga too, so
yes,
you could say
yes,
that Supernatural
is an anime.
In an anime.
Yeah.
We're in anime
Here we
right
go.
now.
So
It's
the
all
whole
loops around.
so the whole thing was Jensen Ackles was being kind of a little brat, and he was like, I don't want to do that. That's stupid, and I'm not getting paid to do cartoons. And he actually comes back later, like mid-season, and it throws everybody off
Yeah.
because it's a completely different voice actor. Jared Padalecki stays in it, and you know what? This is how the world is. Does everybody remember when Jared Padalecki got drunk and slapped that the chick or the dude at the bar, and like the internet broke because everybody wanted him to get fucking hung by the neck, and then like the internet broke, and they were like, "Not Sam, not Sam Winchester. He's been through hell. He's been possessed by Lucifer.
Been
He
pulled
is.
out of hell
He
several
can.
times."
He can bitch slap somebody if he wants to.
That's like the same guy who played Juggernaut and got his ass kicked
Oh,
in the
yeah,
bar.
yeah.
And the guy who was whipping his behind kept saying, "Oh, you're not the Juggernaut, are you, bitch?" And still was whipping it. So I mean, I'll take it.
That's almost as crazy. You know, like Full circle.
We were just talking about the Flash the other day, where the Flash thing in Iceland or Thailand or whatever, and he
Ezra Miller.
Punched some
If you guys
chick
don't
at the
know,
bar.
Ezra Miller is the actor for the Flash in the DCU.
Wait, you mean the chick he
sucks.
choked? The chick he choked, or the chick he?
No, in Iceland, he slapped the fuck out of her. He was drunk at a bar, and I'm assuming, oh, you're the Flash. I love you in Wall of Flowers.
Now,
And,
are we sure it's not a lookalike? Because we have had that happen before.
but you know what? He's a little dude, so I'm wondering what that chick looked like, because he's not a big
Iceland,
dude.
they're like tiny little
What-
people.
what
no,
I'm
they're
saying.
not. There's some big people in
No,
Iceland.
dude, they're Vikings, bro. Vinland Saga. Hey, shout out to Vinland Saga if you haven't
and,
watched it.
and Viking,
Yeah.
Norseman,
Yeah.
all there.
Yeah.
So,
he probably had a
uh,
big Amazonian bitch who was like, "You're going to give me the speed force," and he was like, and like, probably like leaped up to hit
They
her.
probably watched. They
Superman
probably walked
slapped
up and they were
you.
like, "Man, I wish the guy from the series played you in the movie." And he was probably
Bro.
like, "Ah!"
That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. She probably went up to him like, "Oh my God, I love your TV show, bitch." I'm in the movie. I'm with Henry Cavill, the chiseled jawline
They-
Superman.
They sat down and they were like, "Why? Why did you ruin Flash?"
Yeah, for real, dude.
This is an insult in
Well,
Iceland.
and come full circle again with Flash is like later on we want to do a DC episode and we're kind of just talking about everything what's going on and just the world this episode. And the whole thing is like it's funny because the TV show had Ezra Miller on another Flashpoint episode. If you haven't watched it, you know, like I said,
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
you know the spoiler.
It was, matter of fact, the Flashpoint episode.
Yeah, it was like a new one, and the whole thing is like I personally am a little biased because I think the Flash is the most powerful DC cinematic character and comic book character.
Come here.
And
Put your face in my
No,
hand.
he is.
No, he can literally run through. If he was an
Even
immoral
you're
person,
basically saying somebody who does crack cocaine who runs really fast could be Flash.
no, I'm saying he could run into the Marvel universe and fuck it up. That's how powerful he is.
I'm saying that
Yeah, he
he's
could.
so powerful that Lex Luthor Brainiac only could be defeated by Flash.
Yeah.
Flash has, don't get me wrong, he can die and he can kill himself in
But
the
I-
process, but he has pretty much unlimited power because if he speeds up at some point in time, he creates this energy or vibration that can pretty much obliterate anything.
And to be
So-
fair, too, to piggyback off of that, I'm going to let you finish, but to piggyback off of that, is the whole thing is we're also, guys, at home, there's two different Flashes that are the most overpowered. You have Wally West, and you have Barry Allen. And the difference between the two,
Age.
and not just age. See, Barry Allen tapped into the Speed Force, and yes, he has mastered it, but he almost domesticated it. And the thing is he won't let the Speed Force take control. Wally West came out of the Speed Force in the New 52, and what he did in that was he embraced the Speed Force. He lets the Speed Force become him. And he's just like literally on a chart, if you had like a chart laid out in a line, just a hair, literally a hair, Wally is faster than Barry Allen. Now, Barry Allen can do everything Wally West can and vice versa, but the whole thing is letting the Speed Force take control. That's a whole other topic for today. I could talk about the Speed Force all
And,
day. In a nutshell, there's a lot of things Wally West can do.
I'm gonna let you say your piece,
go
and
ahead.
then I'm gonna touch base on what you said. That's
touch base.
actually explained, and there is some truth to it. Mm-hmm. They explained that in one of the episodes with Reverse Flash. Mm-hmm. Well, two things they explain. One,
Force?
it goes into your relationship with the Speed Force because the
Yes.
colors go red,
blue shifts the fastest.
orange. I think it's orange,
Red.
yellow.
No,
Blue,
red.
No, red
yellow,
first,
red,
yellow,
no,
yellow.
Blue is the first one. Blue shift
No,
is the first one.
Blue Shift is the last one.
No, blue shift is
No,
the
white,
first one.
white is the last. It's white. If you're going
Oh,
backwards,
are you
it's
tying
white,
it?
blue.
That's what I'm saying because it's the color spectrum. But I'm saying like science, the blue shift is faster than the red shift. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, no. Red is the first.
Oh, you're talking about the first. I'm talking about the fastest. My
Red
fault.
just means
My fault.
Red is the Speed Force saying,
You forgot yellow
here,
too.
here you go.
You forgot yellow too.
Yeah,
'cause
no, I
yellow-
said I was trying to get
We
yellow.
got the yellow.
Oh, did you?
Yellow.
You said red, yellow.
I don't like you. Anyway,
Stay with us.
It's like red, orange, yellow.
Gotcha.
Orange is kind of like the Speed Force is like, what up, bro? Yellow is like my guy.
Yeah, exactly.
White is just straight up, I don't care, my nigga. And that's what Savitar was.
Yeah.
But and not only that,
Godspeed too. We forgot
yeah,
about Godspeed.
and it,
Jesus.
your speed is also it's techniques to it. And like I
That's what
said,
Savitar was.
Yeah.
they explained that the reason why Reverse Flash was faster than Flash, because the way the Flash ran, feet touched the ground. He just ran. He just used the power for what it was. Reverse Flash, he was just like, you know what? I wonder what happens if I barely touch the ground. Like,
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And everybody kind of
like Godspeed. He was just like, you know what? I am.
And we'll see. We'll kind of save some of that for the DC episode that we're gonna drop later. Hey, shout out, to Fabio who wants to come on the show. Let us know when you want to get up and do it, man. We're
waiting
ready.
on us.
Yeah, we're ready. Yeah, but,
Yeah, but I've been waiting for.
you've been waiting for a minute, but I'm glad there's more than just like two of us, and and we actually got guys from the group chat involved. But go ahead. What are you gonna say, Q?
We're talking about new animes. I just remember another one. I haven't introduced you to it because it got stopped once again at episode 2. But there's anyone who's a Dr. Stone fan. Hulu just launched a series that is very similar to Dr. Stone. It's
Can't be.
about yes, and it's really good. And it's about this kid who's just an engineer, except for like where Dr. Stone's like like all smart aleck and stuff. This kid's like, I don't care, I just want to do my science, leave me alone.
Oh,
and so,
God.
yes, and so it's Edo / America, and it's about racing, which is kind of neat, but it's all about a kid just trying to like optimize engineering.
Cut off? Oh, it cut off. Wow. It's okay. We got the audio.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it does. It quit filming, but it is what it is. Sorry, guys, camera difficulty. But my whole thing is too is like when you talk about Dr. Stone, my whole thing is like, oh, that episode.
Yes, and it explains the flash force of all the colors in order. But I'll wait till you.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. And hold on, guys. Sorry, technical difficulties here.
We had an hour and 26 minutes and 40 seconds. It says it's full.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we killed the camera already.
So you telling me you guys were cheap enough not to get a bigger memory? I'm gonna
No,
buy
that
it.
was as big as this one would take.
Yeah, that's
Really?
exactly. Yes, yeah.
gonna
So
bring a better
yeah.
camera.
So fun fact: it's 2020 and cameras still only take like 32 gigs. But
Yeah. So we got this whole thing. Garrett was like, "Hey, I'm not really good with technology. Can you help me with this?" And I'm sitting there. He brings me at first. He brings me his Switch card, and I put it in, and I'm like, "It's not working. Maybe this thing's just stupid." I was like, "Go get a new one." So he goes and gets a new one. We stick the second one in. Will not format. I'm sitting there, read the entire manual. I'm like, nothing in here. Literally looked it up online. This is name brand. This is Kodak.
Kodak.
This
Yeah,
is
Kodak's
name
been
brand
for-
Kodak
for a long time.
So on their website, like 6 things down in like the problems you may have in fine print, it says will not take more than 32 gigabytes.
And on a side note on this company, there was actually a watch company. This is how I'll show you how old I am. There was actually a watch company. They made 200 watches, and it didn't work out, so they went to cameras, and that's when the cameras started off. But they still got those. They still make some watches today, but they're rare and they're very expensive.
Since we're doing shout outs on Kodak, so
Kodak
this is
money.
how old I am or at least my mom is she worked at Walmart when they apparently had a camera lab.
Yes.
And her entire job was
To work the camera.
it was printing the film. Like pulling
Yeah.
it from the camera and printing the film in the dark room. Like that was a
They
job
used to
at
have-
Walmart once upon a time. Like
They used to in front of Kmart in Myrtle Beach, where the old Myrtle Beach High School was, where the old mall was. There used to be a kiosk outside, and it was a 1-hour camera thing where you drop your film off, and they will print your stuff up, and you pick it up in an hour. That was and that's just from my age, but that was still there for the longest, so I still remember that.
So we were talking about new anime that's like Dr. Stone. Okay,
Yes.
so these are on Hulu. All right, new anime that's like Dr. Stone. They have this dog wrestling one, which is like
Dog wrestling.
The guy is in love with animals, and he
Michael
wears
Vick?
like he wears like a dog mask and he wrestles and he gets transported as the hero to another world.
Talking about this one.
Yeah,
That sounds like
it's
Rose
more like
and
it's more like a
Vampire.
comedy. It's not really anything particular, but there is what is
That
the
sounds like
one that we
Rose,
fell out of and we came back
Rose
in?
and the
It
Vampire?
was the
Where
with
the
guy
guy's
with
name's like
sword.
Lion or something, and they thought he was a beast, but
Shield Hero?
No. Shield Hero is good. Oh, that was what I was going to bring up earlier. Okay, back to Crunchyroll. It just launched. I'm super excited about it. Anyone who has watched the series, which is a super messed up series, is Goblin Slayer. Just launched a movie. It came out literally yesterday.
I hope it's not the one with the goblins rape the girls, is it?
And the first episode of the original series is goblins raping girls. So she couldn't watch the series until I
Spoiler.
got to season 3. It's graphic too. Don't let your children watch this. This is not a kids anime. After you get like 3
like
episodes
monkey.
in, it's not. But the first episode, like,
Is it like I think it's like 4 girls and like a little man that helps them? I think that's the one.
No. So what
animes that
ends
we
up happening?
watch.
It's really interesting. So it's like guild style, and you know how in like guild, even in video games and in anime and stuff like that, you have like copper, bronze, silver, gold, platinum heroes. Anyways, so the
Keep going. You can talk. I just want to make
anyways
sure.
the main character is a.
How long have we been recording? Just want to make sure. Sorry, kind of. No, keep talking. You're good. I'm just trying
The
to
main
get time
character
down.
is a silver badge, and silver is recognized as like
1 hour.
you've made it.
Nice.
Silver is recognized as you made it. You're recognized. You're considered like one of the best.
Yep.
You're silver. You're not like at the top. It's like getting your black belt in jiu-jitsu. You're silver. Everyone's like, oh god, you can help you. But here's the catch: the main character only kills goblins, which is considered the weakest monster out of everyone. And so everyone's like, how can you be a silver and only kill goblins? And they don't even understand because this guy goes in and he's like an exterminator. He goes in and he kills like 50 goblins at one time. And he's one guy and he's a one-man band. And so he finally gets like his little group, and his little group starts putting humanity back into him. Like, no, you can't light them all on fire. No, you can't kill them all in their sleep. No, you can't poison them. It was like, you have to fight them like a man. Like, seriously, this is a real thing.
You
So,
can't light them all on fire.
anyways, we
You can't chase them down.
we turned the first two minutes of the movie on just to take a look at what it is. Well, in the normal series, the goddess of like the entire world that everyone worships, saying that she's like the most pure or whatever, you find out that she was kidnapped and raped by goblins. And in the movie, the beginning is her being kidnapped and, well, we didn't see her getting raped, but she was crying as the goblins were kidnapping her at the beginning of the
So
movie.
it sounds like this
So-
is like an episode of was it 356? Like the first few minutes on Netflix and Love. If you ever get a chance, watch it and record yourself.
Oh, the Netflix and Love.
Yeah.
I remember that. It was Sex, Love, and Robots. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sex,
I watched
Love-
that.
I remember
That was
watching
awesome.
that first episode and being like, oh, this is going to be a great series. And then being like, wait, they do different episodes
Yeah.
every time?
Yeah.
That first episode
It's like
was
Black Mirror.
Whew. Yes.
Like
And you know
different
what I'm
things.
saying
The
about
cat
Black-
one, too, where they're like, oh, we've already taken over the world.
Yeah.
If you stop petting me, I may explode. Like,
But no,
Heck yeah.
I think it's 350. It's 365. If you watch that, it's a weird love story. It's like 50 Shades of Grey. I never watched the whole thing. It was just someone said, "Hey, watch this beginning," and then just stop watching. It sucks, but just stop watching. So
man.
it's one of those things where
And guys, I'm taking in knowledge too, like listening to all this. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like I mean, I thought like I knew stuff, and I'm like sitting here listening to you guys, and I'm like, dang, dude, there's so much stuff I gotta watch. There's so much stuff I gotta get on.
I put Kwanzaa on some older anime like
Yeah.
Vampire Hunter D. That was like before its time.
Mm.
Outlaw Star was with
Outlaw Star is
that's
good.
classic.
that's a classic. That was with
That's a good
Trigun and with
Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
And no, a lot of people don't talk about it because it's not one of those big names, but that was one of the greatest anime that you can watch. And I found out here, we was watching the clean version. So I was like, oh, I got to find the uncut. Dude.
There's an anime that I still, to this day, can't even find anymore. But it was like called Blood Plus Plus.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know which one you're talking about.
And there's like it got completely banned because there's a scene where they raped like a 12-year-old boy. And it's apparently really bad. You know, it's an awful
Some animes
conversation. But
they get really gruely. Like what was the one? Not Gunnery Like Girls. That was a good anime.
yo, you want to talk about a messed up anime?
Gungrave.
No, Magic Girls. Have you ever seen
Yes.
Magic Girls? It's literally a bunch of little 12-year-old girls who are supposed to be sacrificing themselves, and they like brutally crush all their bones and eat them alive and all this other stuff. And the person who got me on that was Chris, and I only watched one season, and I don't even want to watch it anymore. It was that bad. Like, not like in the series was bad, but it was just so messed up. Like every single episode was like a mental destruction of destroying little tiny girls and all their hopes and dreams. That like it was like Sailor Moon thinking that she's saving the world and
really
then
not.
being devoured by a small little cat at the end. Like,
Well, here's one that's gonna really mess you up because me and my wife finished it. Is Japan 2020.
I haven't seen that one.
It's on Netflix. I might have been saying the name wrong, but it's really really good.
How do you
love
say?
that
How do you?
anime.
How do you say? Japan
Love that.
2020?
I actually have that. Anime.
What is that one?
So
Crunchyroll News app.
Oh, that's
Overlord.
Overlord.
Yes.
So Kwanzi pulled up Overlord in case the camera's not working at the moment. So Kwanzi pulled up Overlord. Now I got two anime to talk about really quick. So we got Overlord, and I want to bring up Seven Deadly Sins at the same time.
Oh, wow.
So first of all, we're gonna bring up Overlord. Season 3 sucked, and the anime is having a hard time rebooting because it wasn't that it was bad, it was that it was all strategy. It was like watching it was like watching a long conversation with no action and a slow game of chess with the finale of just destroying everything, and you don't even know where you're coming from at the end of it. He literally summons like 5 gods at the end of it that literally can't be stopped by anything or anyone. And which I didn't
Must
even
be the
know
beer
this,
holder.
but watching the last episode,
Sir, this is number 3. You need to
with,
calm down.
with my wife, she said that the things that he summons are actually Greek god creations.
Yep.
Which is interesting, a little knowledge. Now, that anime, I want to bring that up because season 3, because we're talking about season 3's Seven Deadly Sins.
Season 4 is coming out.
That new season that they launched.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know this. I did a little bit of
animation
research.
quality
I have
went
not watched.
down.
I have not watched season 3 yet because Netflix hasn't launched it. But one of the reasons why Netflix hasn't even picked it up is because they lost their contract because of the live action movie was so bad. They lost their contract with their animation company. Season 3 picked up a brand new animation company that no one's ever heard of, and they made all the blood look like jizz. So, like, no
This
joke.
must be the anime that was
Like-
like, hey, you like good anime porn? This is the company you should go
Like,
with.
they literally walk up, they cut a demon in half, and all of a sudden it's like white everywhere. And then the thing is then they flash over to the characters, and they're covered in red. And it's like,
What?
what? It doesn't even make any sense.
This is, and I'm showing it
Japan
now.
Sings 2020.
This right here, if you watch it, it will make you convert. For us, it made us convert, saying, "Hey, we want to join Japan because it's really good and it's very questionable." To where when you're watching this, you're like, "Okay, I'm with these characters," and then stuff starts hitting the shit fan. And
Hits the shit fan.
hits the. I mean, you
Shit
can-
hits the fan.
No. Stuff hits the shit fan. It's just it's
Fans already made out of shit.
it just
Oh,
gets
man.
hit harder.
Pick the ghost voice.
Yes.
Can we talk about the Promised Neverland for a second?
Never
I was
seen
gonna
it.
mention it.
I'm not going to talk about it because I know that's something that a lot of people started watching. More girls watch this than guys. I'm only going to say girls.
We'll
I
talk.
watch it.
We'll
I know.
briefly mention a
It's
couple.
Looking at you.
It's
We'll
good.
briefly mention a couple lighthearted animes that I've been watching lately with my lovely wife who's hiding off camera because she thinks she's hideous. Anyways,
Well, the camera might have not worked for an hour, so,
so-
she might be good.
So I remember that. That was
was
a
dark.
brutal anime. Yeah.
Oh, Berserk?
That was
Yeah.
dark.
So you got Promised
Have you
Neverland,
seen all 3?
which is almost like a
Bring you to a new world, bro.
Promised Neverland. Kind of reminds me of like Prison Break. Like honestly,
Yeah.
I love Prison
What
Break.
about what about if
Prison Break was awesome.
Dead Man Wonderland?
Yes, but Deadly Man Wonderland had a lot more powers in it. This is like normal people trying to overpower demons, I guess is the best way. And that's why I said Prison Break. But no, same exact concept as Deadland Wonderland as far as like having to break out of a system that is rigged is kind of the concept. Another one that I've been really enjoying, and I mean as far as I don't know if you have any girls who watch this, but another one they just launched on Crunchyroll is Rent a Girlfriend. And
You were
I
talking
heard
about
this.
this.
it's hilarious.
about
It's
this.
Is that what
hilarious.
that was? I just passed the story on my news
it's on
app,
Crunchyroll.
and I thought they were talking about like literally renting a girlfriend.
So the premise of it is
Sir, you
that
are married.
he gets to college. He's never dated anyone.
Who's
He
if I can
dates
find
this
it?
gorgeous girl who's like European. You know, Japanese guy dating like a blonde European girl for a month. She's perfect. She's gorgeous. She breaks up with him, right?
Yeah.
And he goes into the super depression that every guy gets into when, you know, major breakup happens and stuff. And he gets a link in Japan, which Japan, this is normal. He rents a girlfriend. If you're a girl, you can rent a boyfriend. Like, this is apparently a normal thing in their society. They don't expect you to get married until you have to. It is actually acceptable just to go rent someone for the day. Almost
You know
like,
what? That
and
sounds
it's not
familiar.
even, and the weird thing is, it's like Americans, the first thing Americans think of is prostitution. But this is like literally just companionship.
Yep.
And so he goes and rents a girlfriend, and he thinks like it's the most special, greatest day. And then he goes and he looks at her reviews, and everyone's saying that everything he thought was special is something that she's done with someone else. And he gets so mad about it, he writes her a 1-star review. And then he goes to date her again to tell her off, be like, you're so fake, yada, 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 so angry. And so he's in the middle of it. He doesn't go straight up and tell her off. He starts being like passive aggressive. He starts being annoying and saying like harsh things to her. And so finally the girl snaps and she grabs him, pushes him into a staircase, and literally goes like Sakura on him. Like, you gave me a 1-star review. I'm going to kick your ass. I did everything. She's like, I even learned aquatic fish, and I don't even like aquatic fish for this date, so you could like me better. And he's
Wait. What fish isn't aquatic?
like,
You beat me to the punch, sir.
good question.
Wait, goldfish.
But anyways,
What you eat? No,
So-
oh, darn.
So the premise of the show, and this is all like in the first episode, premise of the show is that while she's bitching him out and he's like, oh God, this is what she's really like. Wow, this is the real person I've been, fake dating. And he gets a call and he's like, your grandma's in the hospital. And so grandma's apparently been in the hospital a couple times. Goes visits grandma. The girl's still mad at him. Follows him. Like, I'm not done bitching you out. Goes to the hospital. Grandma thinks she's the girlfriend. Oh my God, brings a cute girl, yada, yada, yada. And here's the
Okay, sister
catch.
voice.
So her grandma's in that same hospital, and the grandmas know each other. And so they almost get stuck into like fake dating, and she's still trying to do her job, which is dating dudes, literally. And he's like,
This
forced-
sounds
yeah.
so familiar.
So-
'Cause-
So
That
it's a little bit
one
more.
episode of Black Mirror.
yes,
It's a
that's
little bit
what
more
makes it
lighthearted.
good.
It's kind of funny. But what we found interesting, where they're coming back, is the European girl comes back, and she's like, "Just because I broke up with him doesn't mean you can be with him." Like, and so she starts messing around. And so, I mean, like, if you like those kind, another one is
Because you know what? That's
they
funny
just
because-
came out with season 3 of oh my God, STFU. It's supposed to be like a comedy.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah.
No, it's supposed
Taboo.
It's supposed to be like a comedy romance.
mad at?
It's literally like called comedy romance something, and they just came out with season 3, and that's definitely like a awkward harem because it's like 2 girls competing for one guy, and they finally
look at these weebs. They're so bored with you.
I'm
No,
looking
no.
up
I'm
information
actually
because
looking
when
up
he
this
said that
information
title,
up.
I'm like,
Technology is ruining the world.
It's on Crunchyroll.
Sir, I will go old school on you real quick, sir. I will pull out a typewriter. I will find a piece of paper. I will type,
typewriter?
and
Why
I
are you
will
gonna pull out a typewriter?
because I will type up a letter, send it off, and then hopefully the male will take it to a library and find the anime for me.
We're gonna talk about an old new anime really quick, because Garrett right here tried watching this anime with me 2 years ago, and we have literally been trying to watch it for 2 years.
Oh,
But it's
I know what
called
you're talking
Into
about.
the Abyss.
Yeah.
You haven't watched that?
And no, so
No,
this
no,
is
no,
the
this-
thing.
this is the funny
we
part
were,
about it.
We were trying to watch it on all these different sites, and every single site had it get to this point where the very first episode, she gets to a rock and she starts hitting the rock, and then they go like the whole, and then it would stop. It would cut off. Every single site had the same say, and he watched me. We sat there for like 3 hours one day trying to get different sites to play this
I
thing.
went to work and came back
And
when
so,
they first watched it.
I downloaded
Man.
Prime, and Prime had it, and I was like, "Oh my god, we're gonna get to watch it!" And literally, we got to the stone, and I stopped it again. And Garrett's like, "What?" And I was like, "If I see what's behind the stone without Julie, I will be murdered. I will be dead."
Relationship goals. That's
I can see her now just coming
He,
out of
like,
nowhere
no,
with
he
a
was
knife
dead
and-
ass. He was like, all right, we're gonna watch it, and he's like,
Same part.
what? He goes, dude, I can't watch this. I was like, why? He goes, if I don't wait for Julie, I will never fucking hear the end of this. And I was like, oh, what time does she get off? Oh, at 5 o'clock. I'm like, that's in 30 minutes. What the fuck? Dude, act surprised.
And if you
Jesus
guys haven't
Christ.
seen the anime or watched the anime, honestly,
Really good.
It's-
Really
I'm not
good.
going to refer it to another anime. Honestly, it's like a, it's like
Oh,
they
still
made,
recording? Okay, cool.
it's like they made an anime of Mega Man.
That's going to be a horrible jump cut.
Honestly, that's what I'm going to compare it to.
Probably gonna just shave down.
Have you
or
seen
if you
it?
didn't call it the first half.
Yes.
It's like they made an anime of Mega Man. That's what I think. That's personally my opinion. Because if you played the Mega Mans, they have like
Mega Man's?
They-
First
Mega
of all,
Man.
don't disrespect my childhood.
they have like
Let's
Hawk,
disrespect it.
Armadillo, all these creatures. If you go back up, you turn into a creature. All right. The main character has a super blast and extendo arms, who's a robot with the girl. It reminds me a lot of Mega Man. It really does.
This
That's
sounds,
like-
this sounds like Armored
Super fighting
Digivolution.
robot.
It's not. Well, you know what?
Mega
I
Hawkman,
can't remember this because
Armadillomon.
my wife was watching it. It was one where people could turn into animals and they had to go into this fight.
Animals?
Yeah. Was she a
honey badger?
Yes.
Yes.
I remember that.
I wanted to watch it because it would look so really good. And she was sitting there telling me about it, and I was like, okay, I'll put this in my list of anime that I can just catch up on. And I didn't get a chance to because she already was watching it. And I was like,
watched-
little kippets of it.
I got like 6 episodes into it.
It's really good.
And
Okay.
well, so they turn this thing into like this. It's like a serious fight. It's a really good fight anime. Like if you
What-
like fight animes, you'd really enjoy it.
Yes.
because it's like
One of the guys is a snake who
humans-
wants to rape people with 2 dicks.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but that's where I was going with it. Is that they have a lot of hentai moments because like the main girl is. So they're all animals,
Yes.
and so the girls don't have a problem with being natural. You know what I mean? And
Kinda
and
like
so
Spice and Wolf.
yeah, Spice and Wolf. That's so she normally judges me because I follow a lot of cosplayers.
I'm judging you so hard.
I follow a lot of cosplayers,
Me too.
and cosplayers constantly do the horror thing. They're like,
They
I'm gonna be naked.
sexualize.
I'm gonna put swimsuits on. Well, I showed her a picture of cosplay of Spice and Wolf, and the first thing she said was, "What? She's not naked?" That's the only anime where I know the girl's actually naked. Most of these other ones, they're not.
You know what? You know what an anime you should watch? Rain Wolf. Or Wolf Rain. It's really good. It's an older anime, and I think you will like that one.
I got the one where they shapeshift into wolves.
Yes.
What are we talking about?
I mean, there's a lot of them where they shapeshift.
No, he's talking about the one who used to come on Adult Swim back in the day.
This is when Adult Swim was actually cool enough to put on
They
stuff.
shapeshift into
wolves,
wolves,
and
and
they-
they would
They were
like,
protecting
going
one
around.
girl who is
Yeah.
actually the one who can keep them safe. And
I'd have to watch an episode. I've probably
Yeah,
seen
I'd
it.
have to see that
I
too,
mean, I
'cause
was
most of the
Adult
time I remember
Swim
on
too.
The
Toonami,
one of the guys was like a
all the
half
different
breed. He was like a
Gundam
dog and a wolf, and he killed his owner. He didn't mean to.
they just put on
He was a
Netflix
He was
the Zodiac,
wait.
not Zodiac.
Yeah, you're talking about the Zodiac.
When they go gold and stuff like Pegasus and
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're
Zo-
talking about.
Oh,
I-
the Zodiac Warriors. Yeah.
Yeah.
They it was You know that a guy
Knights
got
of the Zodiac.
There you go.
You know that a guy got married like that? There was like a whole picture of a wedding. Like his wife was dressed up in the Zodiac stuff. He was dressed up in the full red armor and stuff.
Seriously?
Yeah, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, out of all the
I
animes you had to base your wedding off of, like,
See, when they did the Trigun, when the Trigun wedding, I thought the Trigun wedding would be the best one, and they did the whole that. They did that. They did the DC wedding. They have done Star Wars wedding.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired of Star Wars wedding. I can't take
It's
this
pretty
anymore.
self-explanatory.
Yeah, I can't take it anymore.
Lightsaber fight. That's our. That's
You
Now,
know,
the best
you
one
know,
I'm-
this is anime and beer, but one of my favorite things to do is when you get 3 different generations of Star Wars fans in the same room, because you got old generation, new generation, and current Disney generation. Like, they literally all argue, and like,
It is. Yeah.
It's kind of like starting a
That's
fire.
like the only
throw-
fandom that I know that argues amongst each other.
Dude, it's that and Star Trek.
No, the worst thing you can say is
it's four
who
generations. You
who
have-
was first. That's all thing you have to say. Which one was first, and they will go stupid.
Yeah.
Literally, they will be like, "Oh, well, this
Yeah.
right here and this right here." No, that's not happening.
No. In a galaxy far, far away.
and the new thing that Disney's planning on launching is a prequel of Obi-Wan. Before episode 1 now.
Yeah.
No,
They're gonna do prequel.
That's all they can do
Obi-Wan.
now.
Why?
That's all they can do with the franchise.
That's what they're doing with everybody.
they're
That's
doing.
what Solo was.
They're doing a Yoda one where they finally talk about Yoda's.
Well, I think that's
why
what
don't they
I think
just
that's what they're
finish
doing
it?
with Mandalorian.
Like, I just want to know
It's not Yoda.
what was
though, it's
what was the
confirmed.
one
Same-
they kept
same
saying he was
different.
stupid and he was a dark self the whole time. Not Boba Fett. Is it Boba Fett?
Who you
What
talking
are you
about?
Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Binks. He was a dark. I knew that off the gate
Well, all right,
when I
fun-
first
fun
saw
fact.
him.
They
Fun
never
fact.
proved that. Though.
Yeah, no.
They proved it
no,
because
no,
he did
no,
the jump in the water.
No. Jar Jar Binks.
He's a dark self.
George Lucas said in an interview, he said, I wanted 2 mythical beings to fight each other that represent light and dark. And Jar Jar Binks was supposed to be the original and the overall Sith Lord. But that's why Count Dooku got written into the story randomly, and they didn't know what to do with him. And his production company and his producers were like, George, this is stupid. We're not doing a fish man versus a little elf. This is dumb. He goes,
That was like one of the best fight scenes ever.
Yeah, this is Star Wars. And Jar Jar Binks now is an unwritten character that we never got to see the full potential of in the Star Wars franchise.
This happens
Okay,
in
well,
a
hold
lot
on,
of
hold on.
shows. No one likes, and I'm not saying we don't, but I'm saying no one likes beast-like animals fighting each other. Everyone wants humans versus humans. We're talking about like universal shows where we're talking about literally everything in the entire universe. But for some way, ends up a human versus a human. And so, if that doesn't tell you that human people think that we're like the ultimate evil and the ultimate good at the same time,
It's
like
sad.
how do you
'Cause-
even happen? Like,
Here's my thing with Jar Jar Binks, and this is what I'm gonna say. When we first met him, he was dopey. He was, he was
was
supposed to be.
the point, yeah.
That was, but then he did that little flip into the water.
Yeah,
Then
but
he turns
not
around.
Just, not just that, there was a lot of clues.
Yeah, and then
A
he
lot of
turns
clues.
around and he becomes one of the main people at the leadership group thing.
C-3PO doesn't
And-
like him.
I mean-
and that's the only thing he's not able to do mind tricks on. They confirmed it in the movie that he did perform like Jedi mind tricks and stuff like that. He actually was also preparing Anakin with little small whips.
yeah.
And he was like, listen, like the authority sucks. He kind of pre-programmed Anakin, and like it was like unwritten messages. It was kind of like a comic book snippet, like "haha, like I got you where I want you now. You are the true Dark Warrior, Anakin. Become who you are. I'm sorry I played a whole jackass." It was basically Obito in Naruto. Obito was, oh look at me, I'm walking around in an orange mask, and then I am Madara Uchiha. Can you imagine if they did that with Jar Jar? That's Jar Jar Binks. If you don't
So-
know, guys at home,
so-
Obito Uchiha in Naruto, if you know what I'm talking about, he was Toby in Shippuden. The same exact thing. Who's this goofy jackass in the orange mask? And then next thing you know,
I remember when he first came out in the
I
show.
am Madara
Everyone's like,
Uchiha.
is he Obito?
That's-
Is he a Madara? Is he
Yeah.
Obito?
You know what?
Is he Madara? And like back and forth, back and forth.
Exactly. And you know what's ironically funny about that?
Masashi Kishimoto is a huge Star Wars fan, the writer of Naruto.
So what kills me about the Star Wars, the new episodes, what really kills me is so the original Emperor, the old dude's still supposed to be alive, right?
Yeah.
But the Sith is only supposed to have the Sith Lord and the Sith Apprentice. There's only supposed to be two at a given time.
Rule of two.
So if the rule of two applies, then who was the dude from the first movie that had the Death Star that Ben kills? Because he was supposed to be a Sith Lord.
Wait, who? Oh, you talking about
I don't
Darth
even
Maul?
I don't know, not Darth Maul. I'm talking about not in the first one. I'm talking about the first Disney one. The guy he like brings out all the knights and he's sitting in the chair. And
Oh, Snoke.
was it Snoke? I don't remember what his name was. But my point
Like
is,
his face was all jacked up.
no, he was an alien. He wasn't
Now
a
you make
human.
me want to go through the whole thing now.
You know, I'm talking
But
about
anyways,
Snoke.
so Ben Kenobi kills him, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, but he was supposed to be the Sith Lord, and Ben Kenobi killed him, and so
Which Disney one did Ben Kenobi? Who you talking about?
the Ben Kenobi, the guy with the 3 lightsabers, that's his name, Ben Kenobi.
Ben Solo?
Whatever. Ben Solo, yeah, you're right.
That's why you
I'm a
threw me off.
Solo.
Because you said Disney, and I'm like, Ben
Are you
Kenobi?
talking about the android dude?
No, he's talking about Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren.
Oh,
I don't even know his name.
Oh, he killed Snoke. No, Snoke was a vessel used by Palpatine.
Right, but
Because if you
that's-
watch the movies, he has like clones of him in his lair.
So my point is what's stopping another clone of him being out there?
Nothing. There always has to be good. There always has to be evil. They explain good and there can never be just good. There can never be just evil because
gotta
it
have
will
each one.
always lead to
They
a
reference
supreme
it-
yeah
they
to a
reference it
supreme
with
rule.
Anakin, where he went to the planet where the entities of light and dark in the Clone Wars series, and the dark entity was just like yes, like just like getting a hard on, like listening to him and stuff like that, and like telling him like you need to do this. You see the raw power that comes with the darkness, and like the light's like Anakin, no. Like you can find it on Clone. It was a pretty cool episode. You get to see like the precursor to Darth Vader, and like his eyes get all like blood red, like they were in the movie. And he actually, what he did was the enemy was getting away with. I think the enemy was leaving with his Padawan. What's her name? Ahsoka. And he pulls the ship like down
crashes it.
from orbit, pulls it down like hard as he can, and it's leaving, and he's pulling. This is like when he first awakened his powers. He's pulling it down back to orbit, and they're trying to leave, and he's like no, and they're like the entities are behind him, and they're like use the dark, use the light, use the dark, use the light, and it was the dark that brought the power for him to pull the ship back down. I remember it was. I was
I
like,
like how
oh,
we jump
damn.
from anime to
And then,
Star Wars.
and then it cuts
said,
to him
fuck
kind
it.
of like heavy panting, and it cuts to like Anakin heavy panting, like because it exhausted him, and then it cuts to the Darth Vader music. Dun, dun,
Well, they touch
dun,
base on that in the
dun,
actual
dun.
movie with Rey. With the same thing when she was trying to save Chewbacca. It was
Right.
like she was trying to pull the ship down. And Kylo's like, you're not strong enough. She gets mad and Force lightning comes out of her. Which I find out through research, Force lightning is not a light or dark technique. It's just typically used by dark side users because of the effects of it.
Kinda
but
like,
there are other light side users that can use it.
But I'm
You
assuming
mean like
you have to be more
lightning
aggressive.
and Last Avatar?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I would say
Oh
that.
my
You'd have to be
God.
aggressive, more aggressive,
Yeah.
maybe to use
You know
lightning.
what? The last Avatar with the
It's a
light.
phenomenal show. Yes, thank you.
You can suck my dick.
You can?
They don't really touch on metal bending from a girl.
Just Toph.
Toph.
She was the only one, and they don't really touch on that, and it sucks.
They really
Blood-
don't touch on
They don't
any
even
of the
talk about blood
secondary.
bending. They don't even talk about blood bending once, twice.
Hold on. Did you not
Hold on.
watch Korra?
Oh, did we get to Atla? Oh, excuse
Yeah.
me. I'm
Wait,
present now.
so with
Special
the
guest.
The second one?
second one,
Legend
I
of Korra.
watched. Oh, the Legend of Korra. So I watched it to a certain fine point because Nickelodeon, and
So,
then I went to internet.
In Korra, they explain that Tuff's lineage literally make an entire special forces out of metal benders. And she trains personally, and they make their own little like city out of metal benders.
Oh.
And so that becomes their own thing. And then Bloodbenders ends up
They
being
walk
the
around with
first
chains.
major villain.
Yeah.
They think that the guy has avatar powers, but he has bloodbending powers and
It's not
learn
a
how to.
guy, it's a girl. It's an old lady that was from the Southern Water Tribe.
No, I'm talking about a
Oh, he's talking about
hero.
Korra.
No,
He's
Legend
talking
of
about
Korra.
We're
Korra.
talking about,
Not yeah,
Some
not
of
the lady
Korra,
who
yeah.
talked.
Oh, we're in
Whoa,
Korra. We're
whoa.
not the original.
Whoa! Back up!
The
Back
the
up!
teeth has shown.
Hold up! Hold up!
I felt bad for you for a
I
brief
thought we
moment.
were an original Atla here. We're in
Okay,
Korra.
we know what you're talking
continue.
about, but continue, Quentin.
No, he was saying that he didn't like how they didn't get detailed with it.
I mean, because like I
So,
said, that
me
one,
and Garrett were talking about it, and we were talking about how the next one should be should be Earthbenders. And-
They want to do an earthbending series, but they just don't know what to do with it.
And I said that if they did an Earthbending series, it was going to become it was really going to become like a political statement. It was going to
Exactly.
be because Earthbenders own the most property. It is the Baneland, China.
It'd be a
and the
wealthy,
shit.
Yeah.
it'd be a wealthy
And
family.
it's going to be that was what I said.
Mining
I said it's
and-
going to be political because it's going to be about poor versus rich, and they're going to make the Earthbender someone who's had a lot of suffering, someone who's going to be on the outskirts, who hasn't got anything, who's probably been silenced by some kind of Earth people, and that's where they would go with it. And I think the problem is they are almost afraid to come out with something like that because it literally
touches on the area now.
it touches not in America. It touches on the area in China.
That's true.
It would touch more in China and in
Japan.
India and all those countries
North Korea.
where it's social and dictatorship, where they're like, oh hey, you were born this way, this is what you get. America likes to make a lot of excuses for America, but the fact of the matter is
Gotta pull yourself by the bootstraps and make it happen.
well, no, you don't got to pull yourself by the bootstraps. The fact of the matter is that America's built on money,
Yes.
and we already all know where the money is. I mean,
All the jewelry, come on. Diamonds,
Diamonds
Blood
are worth
diamonds.
nothing nowadays.
but you got to
Can I
look
get
at all the
another Modelo
resources
on
too
that?
that's coming out of that.
Can I
Because
get another Modelo on that?
yeah,
Can I get another Modelo on that, bartender?
so on your Tesla, Tesla
tapping in.
Tesla has certain minerals and stuff that comes only in certain places, and that's in Africa and Asia. And they won't let they won't go in Asia to do that, but they will go in Africa and mess some stuff up. Because so if you really look at it, if Africa actually shut it down and say no, you can't mine no more, I guarantee you, a lot of economies will drop.
Did you see what Bill Gates created, which is kind of neat?
Which
So
one?
Comedy Central got a hold of everything. So
Oh, you mean Rona?
no, about the
Yeah, you said Bill Gates.
yeah.
Well, I
But
mean,
no,
he didn't create it, but he
the-
did say it was coming.
he was trying to make the cure.
He funded the
but
lab. That,
he made-
that, for the first outbreak.
He
happened.
made shitters that when you poop in it, it creates energy.
Yeah.
And the concept is to drop these in third world countries so he can get the people in the area to poop in it, make energy, and then sell the energy back to the people.
That's pretty fucked up.
But at the same time, it solves the problem of sewage systems, which are really expensive to install.
True.
So it's one of those 50-50 things. Like that's half of Bill Gates is like, it's like, oh, that's a great idea, and be like, but wait a minute, what's the catch?
I can't remember because it was my man on House and my wife is here. She'll probably remind me. It was like almost like a Space Force thing they did on Hulu, and what they used to protect the barrier of the ship was crap. And what happened was part of the pipe bust, and there was shit floating around the spaceship that looks like a dick. It's pretty funny. I will pull it back up. But they were saying people's poop actually can do a lot more than what it, just go down the toilet. You can use that for a lot of stuff. I would never farm with it.
So
But-
in the comedy skit, the guy goes and uses like the stuff, and it cleans the water and makes the water drinkable again too. It does like all this stuff. So at the very end, he pours a glass of water for Bill Gates and him, and Bill Gates and him both take a sip, and he looks at the comedy guy, looks at him and goes, "How does my shit taste?"
I was waiting for the punchline.
And Bill Gates, like, you could tell he frowned a bit, like, this was never supposed to be used on me, and then he goes,
Was
not
that
bad.
Tosh that did that?
no, it was Comedy Central. It wasn't Tosh. Tosh would have.
But my
Oh
follow-up
my God.
question is, how did we get on the subject of Atla to now talking about
Shit in the-
Shit.
energy?
Shit.
We're
Literal
just talking
shit.
about shit. We're just
How did
rolling
we
with
All
the
right,
get
so-
to
That part
Atla
out.
and then talking about literal shit?
Golly.
This is why you don't let men run the show.
Whoa. Oh wow.
Oh man.
All right, so I'm gonna pull this up and let it play.
Starting us off, we have the Flash from Earth 22. Wally West becomes a living embodiment of the Speed Force. He turns Keystone City into a utopia because he is literally everywhere at once.
Yep.
Next, we have the DC Rebirth version of Wally West.
that.
Tempest Fignot, which is basically DC's version of the Watcher, calls Wally West the fastest man in the multiverse.
Yep.
Just recently, he was able to move faster than light speed, fought in the Speed Force itself.
Yep.
Now, if you take that current version of Wally West, you add the Mobius chair with the powers of Dr. Manhattan, you have the most powerful Flash of all time. The Mobius chair gives its user infinite knowledge, and also has been imbued with the powers of Dr. Manhattan. We haven't seen him do any ridiculous feats yet, but knowing that he's the fastest man in the multiverse, the Mobius chair, powers of Dr. Manhattan, I think it's safe to assume he's the strongest. Like to follow for more.
Batman sat in that chair.
Someone pause there when we were talking
Longest
about.
version of Marvel characters.
Shit. We were talking about shit.
No, we're going to talk about characters that they like to portray as the wrong race. I watched the Flash series, so honestly, I never watched the comics or read the comics. So Wally West, in my mind, is black, and it's really weird. Actually, that's the first. You never watched the series?
I thought he was. I thought he was
no,
black.
No. Wally
And that-
West. That Wally West in New 52 actually goes to that Flash universe and trains the Black Wally
Yeah.
West.
That's
I didn't know
actually yeah. No, just like
And when you talk about Wolverine and the children, I have that one pulled up too.
Yeah, I've seen that one. You posted
Oh,
that.
I posted
Okay.
shit.
Can I get a
out of that one.
Modelo?
so.
Yes.
There's the thing, guys. Like just closing out on the show.
Yeah, because we're everywhere in the
We're
world.
kind of everywhere now, and probably got a lot of editing to do. But you know, any closing out sayings or anything anybody want to kind of add into the channel? You know, I'm probably gonna be fucking pissed if the camera didn't pick up anything. But
It
besides
is what
the
it
point,
is. We got it on
what-
voice.
Yeah. So
My favorite quote that I've heard recently, if
Someone
we're
can
going to
draw
close
some
out,
stick figures later.
Don't eat yellow snow.
my favorite quote recently, I think I even lectured Garrett
And
on
so this is Anime and Beer, and tune in next time. No.
it, is everyone overestimates what they can do in a day, but underestimates what they can do in a year.
I like that.
I like that.
I like
one.
that a
I
lot.
feel like that was a Stan Lee quote, but then I
Yeah.
feel like that's
Yeah,
not.
you know, it's very appropriate for the time being.
Yeah.
Kwanzaa, you got anything to kind of bring in? You've been quiet for a while. I know these fuckheads kind of took over the show.
Whoa.
So
Kwanzi's
Oh,
quiet most of the series. He's sitting there and he's like, "All right, Garrett, I'm gonna wait until you breathe. I'm gonna get 5 words in."
I was
you
actually,
take a breath. I'm getting.
I was actually pretty quiet. This
Literally
episode.
in the normal video, she's like,
When
"It's
you
about to breathe. Here it comes."
So I mean,
And I like Todoroki and speaking of Todoroki, Deku and Bakugo. Deku.
all right. So anything else go though, guys? Anybody?
Dude,
I didn't even get to say anything. Well, they spoke for you, asshole. So
no, go ahead.
oh jeez.
Speak your mind.
Oh man, I didn't plan for this. I'm bringing my new.
God, no,
No,
listen.
Written speech. It's fine.
Christ.
We got
First thing I want
time.
to say, I'm going to say thank you.
Nelson
very much.
Mandela,
No.
speak.
On a real note, everybody please be safe. This coronavirus is no joke. I work in a place that tells us makes us sign a policy that we can't go out of the state. But when I walk through the parking lots, I see people from Virginia, New York, New Mexico, Ontario,
here.
Canada,
Yeah.
but yet I can't go to North Carolina. But anyway, everybody be safe, stay safe, wear your
Oh,
mask.
yeah.
My anniversary is Saturday, so
He's leaving.
yeah.
He's leaving the
Anniversary for
country.
what?
my marriage.
Oh, it's already
You're
been that
married?
long?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Wait, you're married?
Been a year, guys. But I mean, and saying this, yeah, be safe because I know where I work for is Horry County. I work for a mosquito company for Horry County. So if you have a mosquito problem, call us up. We'll take care of it. Usually ask for me and I'll be there. But be safe. This was fun. I hope we get a chance to come again. I hope I get a chance to come.
Said your name.
Wolf Woods, if you're looking for it, there you go.
I was about to
You
say, I
don't-
was waiting for it.
you don't need to know the actual government name. But let me stop. But no, it was fun. Thank you for having me. Hopefully I get invited again.
Absolutely,
Next
man.
time we
Absolutely.
Invited. If we call, you better just show up.
Yeah, for real.
yeah, I mean you
part of
called
it.
me and I was like I dropped everything, even the child. I was like, oh, there we go.
jeez.
Let's get out of here.
I mean, you're
Still
part of the
amazed we got
team
a
now,
week
man.
break the other day for coming out.
But yeah, just be safe. Enjoy it. Next time I'll have better talking points.
You know, we always say
Facts,
we'll be
receipts.
organized.
I'm gonna have all my receipts because I'm a little upset about that with Wolverine and
Mystique?
I hate you.
Oh, Beast and Mystique.
Yeah, I'm gonna really.
I
bring
saw
out my
that in a
receipts.
video that said that was their child.
I
But
was
no,
about to
it's
pull the
in-
video up.
It's in the show.
That's I'm saying.
In the movies.
They
Like,
they got together.
it's
and
Beast
they,
and Mystique, and they're like in a castle or something
Yes.
like that.
and they have a child, and she drops him off at the church.
Anyway,
Yeah.
anything else?
And then it gets orphaned, and that's how they
That's
find. Yeah, I'm tracking.
It's not a
that's
true
how the-
origin story.
I know,
okay.
but that's how the movie works. All right, we're talking about it's live action versus.
So,
After 6 drinks in, someone's gonna fall. I'm cutting you off at the bar, sir.
So on that topic, all right, I just want to say it was a pleasure to actually, drink beer on Anime and Beer.
yes, sir.
This is.
Yes, sir.
It was pretty much Modelo Thursday, but I hope to jump on here a couple more times with some
I'm bringing
some
Jack
new
Daniels
stuff.
next time.
We're definitely gonna reserve a spot and just do a beer episode for sure. I think that'd be
I will
fun.
get on and
Go to Total Wine and just get different IPAs.
That's why I said different 6-packs and just build it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was really nice just
Yeah.
to chill and talk. To be
That's
honest.
about it. Yeah.
And I want to say that I judged you guys hardcore because I never really watched podcasts before.
I do
About-
every time I drive.
About like an hour-long podcast. I was like, man, is that really that long? And it's been like an
Over
hour,
an
an
hour.
hour and a half,
Yeah.
and
You feel like you haven't said enough.
it felt like
Yeah, you just
I
want
literally,
more.
I literally feel like we could make this 3 hours and it wouldn't even change anything. Like,
We can
gotta
make
save
3
it for
hours of
next
Dungeons
time.
and Dragons. I'm stop. I'm not gonna
We
start
gotta
that.
save it for next time, guys. Well, everybody at home, thanks for tuning in.
Yep.
Thanks Q, thanks Julie, thanks Corey, Mr. Maple, and I will tune in next time, man. Anime and Beer, get that cold one. We'll
Crack
see
it.
you next time. Peace.
See.